Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Beth with Create with Beth, and today I have a fun Christmas card to make with you. The inspiration for this card comes from a card that I made ages ago. It's probably been 3 or 4 years since I made this card, and this is it. I don't remember where I myself got the idea from. At this point, it's been too long, but it's a really neat design. It looks complicated, but it's really easy to do, and I think it's beautiful. So let's go ahead and make this card. So I have all my little bits and pieces here, and I'll give you the measurements as we go along. We're going to start with a card base of Summer Splash from Stampin' Up. This measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So we'll go ahead and crease that. And then we'll set that aside. We don't need that for a little while. And then we are going to, you're going to start with a piece of pattern paper. And I'll just bring out some here that I have. And this is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. This particular paper is from the Candy Cane Lane paper pack from Lawn Fawn. I don't know if this is still available. You can do a check and see. I think it might be. Was when I made this card, it was the only Christmas paper that I had on hand. So I had to use that, but it's beautiful. I love it. So I will say with this card, you either need 2 one-sided pieces of pattern paper, or if you're using double-sided pattern paper, you only need 1. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take that pattern paper, and let me just show you real quick with my trimmer. You're going to take your trimmer and you're going to cut the pattern paper at a diagonal. So just put it in your trimmer with each corner in the channel there. Just like this, and you're going to trim that right in half. That's going to give you 2. And then with your other piece of pattern paper, if you're using the one-sided, you're going to want to turn that over to the white side and cut it that way. Okay. And the reason for that is then you will end up with your 2 pieces that go together. So I'm going to put those aside so I don't get them confused with the pieces that I have. But like I said, if you're using double-sided paper, you don't need to turn it over or anything. It'll work fine. These are going to go together just like this. And you can do either this way, or you can turn it and do it this way, paying attention to whether if you have directional paper or not. But I'm going to put the green on the top. So what we need to do is I have a piece of white that we're going to use as a base to put this paper on. And this measures 4 by 5 1/4 as well. Now, can I get my liquid glue to work? That's the question. I might have to break out a new bottle here. So we're going to adhere this paper. Oh, guys, I think I'm going to have to get a new bottle. Okay, not a problem. So we'll get rid of that bottle. And I got to figure out where I actually put my glue. Here it is. All right. Sorry, I should have had this ready, but I forgot to check it. And I want to use liquid glue for this because I want to be able to have a little bit of wiggle room happening when I'm putting these on here. Whoops. Always can tell when you have a new bottle because it's going to come out too quickly and too much. Okay, so we'll go ahead and adhere this. I love this candy cane paper. It's so cute. And as usual, I'm getting glue everywhere. Excuse me. Okay, so we got the first one on, and now we'll put this one on. And these are excellent for mass producing if you wanted to make this your Christmas card for the year. Just get all the cutting done and then put it all together, and it's going to go together really quickly. Okay, so that just butts right up to that other piece, and you're going to end up with something that looks like this. Now, we're going to take a piece from that pattern paper pack, if I can pick it up. And this is just a 1/4 inch wide, and I've cut it long enough so that it will cover up the seam on this card. Let's move this out of the way. And then you can use ribbon too if you'd rather. That will work. Alright, this is just going to go right over top of that seam like this. And then we will trim the excess off. When you're trimming the excess off of these cards, you always want to go in from the back because you're going to get a clear cut. Rather, if you go in from the front, you're not going to get a clear cut, and you don't want that. So go in from the back so you get a smooth cut on that. Okay. All right, get off my scissors. Whoops. All right, there is that. We'll move our debris out of the way. It's sticking to me and I can't get rid of it. All right. Okay, so you end up with a panel that looks like this. Now we're going to bring back the card base, and we'll go ahead and put our card base on, or our panel onto the card base. Whoops, almost did it wrong. There we go. That looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to do some stamping on the inside of our card now. And, oh, first, before we do that, we have a strip of the pattern paper that we're going to add to the bottom to dress it up and bring the front of the card into the middle. Just like so. There we go. Okay, the stamp set that we're using is from Gina K Designs. It is the Festive Penguins. They are so cute. I love this stamp set. These penguins are just adorable, and I've been using them over and over and over again. So for the inside, I have to see what I did. We're going to use the sentiment that says, have a cool, holiday. So we'll bring that out and mount that on a block. And then I'm going to use Summer Splash ink, so it's going to be a tone-on-tone card color. And we'll go right about there. Looks good. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in one of the snowflakes. And we'll add a few of those around. We'll do one here and one here. And I'm going to bring in another snowflake so we have a little bit of variety. There we go. So cute. So that's the inside of our card. All right, let's put this, oh wait, actually while I have this out, I want to stamp our sentiment real quick. for the front of the card. So for that, I have a little scratch piece of basic white, and we are going to use the Happy Christmas sentiment. Oops. Get that straight on there. There we go, and we'll be die cutting that out in just a second. So let's put this away. That's all we need that for. Excuse me. Okay, we're going to do some more stamping now, and I have another scratch piece of basic white. I'm going to stamp the penguin that has a little Christmas sweater on. Let's see, will this fit? Yep. And we'll bring in our Memento Tuxedo Black ink because we're going to do some little bit of coloring. Excuse me. There is our penguin. Oh, and you know what? I put the Summer Splash away, and I do need it. Actually, I forgot. So let's bring this back in. And I probably could have gotten everything on this one thing here, but all right, actually, which one are we going to use? Which one did I use? Yep, I think it was this. We're going to stamp the snowflakes again, and we're going to die cut these out. There's one. And then we will do two of the little ones. There's one, and there's two. All right, now we can put this away. All right, set that aside. We're going to color our penguin now, and I'm going to use some Stampin' Write markers, which I haven't used in forever, but I wanted to bring them in because this is such a small image. I think it's easier than dragging the alcohol markers out. So let's start with Summer Splash, or no, this is Coastal Cabana. I don't have Summer Splash, so I went with Coastal Cabana, and we're just going to color his little hat. Stampin' Up! Is getting rid of the Stampin' Write markers, which I think is so sad. But I don't know, it is what it is, I guess. I myself like to use them on small images. And of course on red rubber stamps. Or you can use them on clear stamps too. Okay, let's do his little sweater. I'm going outside of the lines, which isn't good, but that's typical of me. Now these aren't like alcohol markers, so they're not going to blend super well or at all, really. But you can still get a cute color with them. There we go. And you know what? Did I color that wrong? No, I didn't. Okay. I'm going to bring in Highland Heather next, and we're going to do the band of his hat. And purple. There we go. And his feet I'm going to do with Lemon Lolly. I think penguins actually have orange feet, but I wanted to do yellow for some reason. There's that. And then finally for his body, I'm bringing in Pool Party. And we're just going to add a little bit of shadow around his face, so he's not stark white, and on his body. There we go. There is our penguin. Okay. So now we got to cut these images out, and I'm going to cut him down so we can use my mini if I can get it to work. It's been a little bit temperamental lately and not wanting to cut for me. So hopefully we can get it to work and I don't have to bring out the big guns. Okay, so let's open this up. We have plate number 1. We have a number 2 plate. And we do need to get the dies out. I'm getting ahead of myself. Not going to get very far if we don't have the dies. So let's do that first. All right. So I have the Happy Christmas die, and I have some mint tape, and we'll go ahead and tape these in place. Get some of the sticky off. Hopefully that's lined up good. And then it's kind of tricky to find the right die for the snowflakes. You just kind of have to move them around a little. I think that's the right one. I probably should have cut these out beforehand to save us time, but I didn't. So you can fast forward past this if you're not bothered about me cutting these out. Trying to line those up just. This is really tricky with these little dies. All right, hopefully that's in the right spot. Okay, we're gonna put this on our, on our plate. Put the number 2 plate over it, and I've kind of got my plates staggered in hopes that it will go through. It has really been giving me trouble lately, guys. And I think it's gonna do it again. It's not going to want to go through. Okay, so we'll have to bring out the big machine. Sorry about that. And I had a feeling it was going to be temperamental. All right. This is my Spellbinder 6, which never gives me trouble, usually. Okay, Spellbinder 6, if you're using that, you're going to want your A plate, your B plate, this is for die cutting, your C plate, and actually, since we're using the big machine, we should be able to get, let's get the penguin mounted and get him cut. We can do it all at once since we're using the big machine. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is with that little die cutting machine. It's very frustrating for me. Some days it works and some days it does not, and I don't really know why. Okay. Now we'll put the C plate over top of this. And I'm going to make sure I got room here. Run that through, and that's going to run right through without any problems. Just like I figured. I had a feeling it would not give me trouble. Okay. Take these off. I hope you are all have all had a good week and are looking forward to the weekend. I think it's supposed to rain here, so I don't think we'll be doing much, unfortunately. I really want to get to the apple orchard and get our pumpkins for the year. So hopefully that will happen in the next couple weeks. All right, we have our we kind of went off. Our die must have moved, but I'm just going to keep going. I don't want to make this video any longer than it already is. Oops, and I have to cut one more snowflake out. Sorry guys, I forgot. So I'll do that real quick. Forgot that we had to make 2 passes. I apologize. I don't like to make these videos very long. I try to keep them on the short side for you. But today I'm just having trouble. Alright, I'm going to run this through here real quick. Alright, so here is our other little snowflake. So there we go. We'll put our dies back on the magnet sheet so we don't lose them. Okay, that's all the die cutting. Now we can start putting this card together. So let's bring our panel back, and I almost forgot. We got a little bit more paper cutting to do. We're going to use a punch, and this is 1 7/8 inch punch, and I'm going to cut out some white cardstock, and then I'm going to bring in another punch. This is a 2-inch punch. It says 2 inches, but it's yeah, that's not right because it's smaller than this other punch. So and this punch is from Hobby Lobby. Yeah, I guess it is actually. I'm wrong. It is the 2-inch punch. I punched that backwards, but we're going to go ahead and keep going with this card. This punch I got from Hobby Lobby, and I don't like it. As you can see, it's got issues. Yeah, so I don't recommend the Hobby Lobby punches at all. They are not working out for me, and I really regret buying them. They were pretty inexpensive, and I can see why. Okay, so we'll mount that circle right there, and then we're going to mount this onto our card right in the center, just like this. I'm going to hold that down for a few minutes. Okay, and now we're going to take our penguin and we're going to pop him up with dimensionals. Yeah, if you're going to buy punches, I recommend going to EK Success, American Crafts, and purchasing them from them. They are the company that manufactures Stampin' Up's punches, and they sell for half the price of what you get them at Stampin' Up. So check that out. That's where I will be going to get the rest of my punches. All right, so we're going to pop this up here. We want to put the dimensional on the right side, and a little bit of glue on the left, because that's going to be popped up on our penguin here, just like so. So cute. It's a little crooked. There we go. Okay, all we have left is our snowflakes. And we'll put one here. Yeah, once you get all the cutting done on this card, it's really something that goes together really quick. So that makes it good to do a bunch of. There we go. Okay, let's bring in some bling. I have some very, very old adhesive back sequins and gems from Stampin' Up. These have been in my stash forever, so I'm sure you cannot get them anymore, but you should be able to use what you have in your stash. I'm going to take the green gems and put them, or sequins, and put them in the center of our snowflakes. Oops. Just like so. And that completes our card, guys. It's so cute and fun and happy for Christmas and your holidays. It's so easy to put together. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me bring in another card I made using that same design and some other papers. These are from Cardabella. Made an autumn themed card. So super simple, but fun to make and very pretty. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time, guys. Bye.